Hey guys, welcome to the Save Continue podcast, where every week we get together and talk about video games and video game related stuff. I'm Shanae Howard, and with me, as always, is Tommy Shelby
Hello.
and Ryan Robinson.
Good evening.
What have y'all been playing this week?
Tell her, Tom.
Ryan.
No, tell her, Tom.
Okay.
Yeah, Tell her, Tom.
What have I been playing? Not a whole lot, really. I played some Painkiller
Hell
earlier
yeah.
today,
Oh, yeah.
and that's fun. I mean, as fun as Painkiller gets, you know?
That's pretty damn fun, I'd say.
And you know what I tried out earlier this week was, have you guys heard of the Quake 2 RTX?
I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah, so I tried that out. It's really weird to see a game as low poly as that game is, as old as that game is, with like awesome reflections. You know?
Yeah.
It's very strange. But you know, it's fun. It's Quake 2.
Yeah.
What's the Quake 2 RTX?
It's like this officially released thing, like through Bethesda. That is like, it's just a few, like the first episode, I think, of Quake 2, that enables RTX graphics cards. So like you get all this crazy ray tracing and shit.
Got you.
It's really weird, but like I wouldn't want to play the whole game that way, but it's just a neat thing to screw around with and take a look at, you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure I played other stuff, but nothing significant. Been working on other things, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the?
Whoa.
Did you just see her?
Whoa.
Did you just see Shanae blink out of existence?
Vanished.
She got raptured.
My internet is messing up, so
That was really
I
neat,
didn't know
though.
if y'all could see me, but I didn't like hold up like a one finger symbol. I'm gonna go.
Oh.
It's okay. Don't worry. I'm gonna replace you right now. All right.
If you can't, if you're listening to the audio version, Tom just brought a cat onto the show.
Yeah. That's Shanae.
Hello, Shanae.
Right here, like this.
Yeah. That why did you just have that ready to go?
Well, you know, I thought I'm finally using OBS as a video source for this crap.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I couldn't do stupid things with OBS.
So you just you had a cat on board ready to go.
Yeah.
That thing is intense, actually.
Yeah. What if we do like this?
Oh no, I don't like that. I do not like that.
Is that my replacement?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I was replacing all the time. I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, I just took a bunch of stuff off. Well, that could be pulling any bandwidth off the network. So
Okay.
hopefully it's better.
Because you were looking down
It's
at.
been a very entertaining couple of first minutes.
Yeah,
though,
you were looking down at something, and so when you just blinked out, it looked like you finally got your teleportation device to work.
Shanae was raptured.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
That was cool.
That was pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like, Birdo doesn't. I mean, I think our router is going out, but Birdo isn't at his home as often and doesn't work from home, and he hasn't recorded, so he doesn't see the issues as often.
Yeah.
So hopefully all that helped.
It didn't, but we're okay.
maybe
We can
wrap
carry on.
Yeah, we can still hear you, and we can see you, kinda.
Yeah.
So.
Did you cap up the games you were playing, or did you just start talking to my replacement?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's pretty much all I played. I mean, I played other stuff, but nothing significant. Like I said, I've just been working on other projects. But yeah, Ryan, what have you been playing?
All right, you guys ready? So, one of them is this game. I'm sorry, Tom brought the cat back again. One of them is a game that I showed Tom a couple weeks ago called Proteus.
That looks great. Yeah.
So it's this retro-inspired first-person shooter that uses 2D pixelated graphics with modern rendering. So like they have like real-time damage to like the guys that you're shooting at, and the holy shit, that game is just it's fun. Like,
Yeah, you look so much better now.
yeah, now that
Sorry,
you're,
Ryan.
I know it's cool. Like now that she's long ways, you look like you're in a business meeting with someone you're about to fire. That's what it looks like.
I thought it was like I didn't realize necessarily what it was. So when I mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah, this is video. Why do I have it? Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, this looks better. Dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you look like an important person now.
I am an important person.
Sure. So
Yeah, that game looks awesome though.
yeah, like I think especially if you like those really fast shooters from yesteryear, it plays really well. It's like it has like in some ways it feels a little bit like it does feel like Quake, and I don't know. It's still in early access, but the game just feels so. The game already feels so polished and complete.
Yeah.
But it's got like a lot of really good weapons in it. The levels aren't overtly long and they're not too complicated, but they're like just complicated enough to like where you feel accomplished after completing them. I'm looking for like if that's where the game is now, then I'm looking forward to seeing how the game is at full release. But it's like it's got a single player campaign and it's also got a map editor and it's got some kind of multiplayer component that I haven't looked into yet. But so far I'm really digging it. Then I've also been playing. I'm still playing Persona 5 Royal. I just reached a new. I reached a new palace since the last time we talked. I'll say that.
What are you in?
What's that?
What month are you in?
November. Yeah. So, yeah, things are ramping up in that story. I'm finally farther along in the game than I was when I stopped playing the game like almost 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, the game it's still really great. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Ever since the game, like the beginning of the game started, ever since the game started, I have been wondering like where's the story gonna go? Like what's the resolution gonna be? So I feel like I'm coming closer to that conclusion. I'm feeling pretty confident that because I was trying to do a platinum run on my first playthrough, but there's something telling me that I'm gonna miss a few trophies. But you know it's.
I was looking at the trophy list and it seems pretty straightforward.
See, I've been wanting to look into the trophy list just to see if there's anything I might be missing, and I'm afraid to because sometimes trophies contain spoilers, even the ones that aren't hidden. Sometimes they contain spoilers, and that'll bum me out if I run into something like that.
On your PS5, I think you can make it to not show you spoilers, but I'm not positive.
But I know what you mean. For the show, I'll take another look and I'll let you know if there's anything spoilery.
Okay, I appreciate that. Also, Monster Hunter Rise came out, and
Did you get it?
holy shit, dude, that game is fucking rad.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. No, it's. So I had been saying since Monster Hunter World came out that I felt like that was the most accessible entry in the Monster Hunter series so far, and until Rise, it certainly was. But in Rise, like it's just everything. It just feels like everything is been improved on. Like combat feels more intuitive. It feels faster, especially with the addition of the wire bugs, which allow you to like kind of they allow you to zip around and get airborne and do all these cool moves. And each weapon type has different wire bug moves that they can do.
And you can like quick recover now too.
Yeah, so and it's cool because there's like a multi-utility, right? Like sometimes if I got knocked away from a monster, I want to get back in close, I can do that. Or monsters do like to knock you down and then immediately follow up with another attack, and you can get out of the way to prevent you from getting hit again. And the movement with the wire bug, it's not it's not, because of kind of effortless precision movement that like a Spider-Man would be, but it still feels really good, and it has a lot of different ways you can use it, and it makes the game so much more fun. And I feel, and also it seems really like they've adjusted the hitboxes on a lot of monsters' moves. So because there had always been like moves where like a monster will do a move that like would hit behind it, but you'll still get hit, but like by while being in front of it, and so that's not really an issue anymore. They've revamped things like when you before in Monster Hunter, when you would get on a monster's back, like you would stab at it until you could do like a special finishing move. Now they actually allow you to ride the monster, like take control of it, using like the wire bugs as like kind of like makeshift reins, and you could.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so like I've been like having like sometimes like a monster, like another monster that I'm not hunting will show up, and I'll knock him down and take control of him and make him fight the monster I'm actually hunting. And that's been really fun. But
Fight for me.
yeah, yeah. But like, there's just so many different, like, so many quality of life improvements. Like, so they for a long time they've allowed you to have like your little cat fella walk around with you, your palico. Now they've also added the palamute, which is a dog that you could.
It froze again for me, and I feel like leaving.
Are you okay, Shanae? You good?
I think so. I think you're back.
Okay.
You're back?
Yeah, you're back.
I almost like got out of the chair again.
But like the palamute like allows you to it does like you can use it as a mount, and it'll also fight alongside you, and it just like all of these things like just add so much variety to the game. It feels more dynamic. It feels more fluid, and it's an all around better game. And I'm hoping that the next time Capcom brings the series to like PlayStation and Xbox and the rest, like I hope that these quality of life changes like transfer over to whatever their next game is, because this is honestly, in my opinion, the best Monster Hunter game that's been released thus far. I'm really loving it, and I've already put a ton of hours into it. And I think honestly that like I was saying before that if people weren't into Monster Hunter before, this wasn't going to change their mind. But I think that if you weren't into Monster Hunter because you felt like a lot like not enough stuff was spelled out or like really obfuscated for
Intuitive.
you. Yeah, I think that like the game gives you a lot more information to work with. It gives you a lot more tools to actually feel like you're making progress and feel like you're actually doing well in the game. So yeah, I think that maybe, if you're on the fence, maybe give it another shot, because this is honestly, again, I think this is the most accessible and intuitive Monster Hunter game that's been released. So that's pretty much all I've been playing, really. A lot of Monster Hunter and Persona.
Nice. I've also been playing a lot of Persona. I am also in November now.
How the fuck, dude? Like, okay, so hold on.
It's called
Like,
not playing other games.
Sure.
Playing the
Yeah,
one
and
game.
she knows the game already.
Yeah, but it's just like so like every time I get another screenshot from her, it's like she's jumped forward like 4 months. It's like, how is she doing this?
No, I do a lot of the fast forward through like stuff that.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
most of Mishima stuff, I'm not gonna read that again.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
The thing hasn't changed. I'll kind of speed read as it's going by. It's not so fast to not get the gist of what's being said, and
Sure.
then also the log thing.
Yeah.
So sometimes I will like if it's things that I already know and a character I don't really give a shit about, then I will just like fast forward through all of it and then hit the log button and then read up, and I'm like, all right, none of that's new info. I don't care about this character. Let's move on with our lives.
Right.
I mean, I do think that there's quite a few things that are different, and I think that, and I'm happy I got Royal. I'm excited for this new semester. I got one of the new characters in My team, which if you're there, then you should also have it. So like that's super exciting. Not only on my team, but I saw them. I get to see
Sure.
like one of the new characters,
Yeah.
and and that's really exciting for me because I haven't had anything spoiled, so I didn't know what their persona would look like. I didn't know like when it necessarily happened until like I was skimming through the guide, so I knew then. I was like, oh snap! Like I'm gonna see this,
Yeah.
and it was nice. It was really exciting. I really want to see where that goes. I have a when you meet them, you go into a new palace when
Right.
you first meet them,
Right.
and I really wanted to know whose palace that is because I don't believe they said it
I think they did.
in it.
I think. I no. You know what? I don't think they actually did because I think that it's left intentionally ambiguous at first. But then again, I haven't really. I haven't revisited that palace yet, so I don't know what the deal is with that.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure it's the. I mean, it has to be the new palace
Yeah. Yeah.
because I beat the game already.
Yeah.
I know what that
Yeah.
I know what that original palace looks like. So I'm excited and I have my theories on that, and I'm trying not to spoil that portion. I will say that obviously the trophies aren't enough to like super spoil anything because I feel like I would remember it. But yeah, no, I'm glad that I got it again. I'm glad I paid that $60 again for this game.
How do you feel, what do you think
uh,
of those Showtime attacks? I like those a lot.
I love them. So I mean, I'm not a fan of Morgana.
Sure.
So I really hated that Anne and Morgana is the first one that you see,
Yeah.
and then you just keep re-seeing it if you choose the option. But it gives so much damage on so many enemies.
Yeah.
It's stupid not to do it.
Right.
Uh, but I love Ryuji's and Yusuke's.
Oh yeah, that's the best one.
Where they're just like eating ramen.
Yeah.
I also really love Ryuji and Makoto, where there's like crushing the grape soda after.
Oh yeah, that it's like the whole thing is a Fist of the North Star reference.
Yeah, no, I really like the Showtimes. I think that's a fun addition. I also I mentioned before, I love the grappling hook. I think that it is such a good idea to add more verticality in a lot of these already existing palaces
Yeah.
because like it's a missed opportunity.
Sure.
And we have the technology, we have the money.
Sure.
You know, like,
Plenty of money.
I've not played nearly as much Persona 5 as either of you guys. I finished the first palace, and that was it. Then I dipped, you know. But what I will say, one of the few things that I enjoyed about it over Persona 4 and 3, like Persona 4 and 3 are so similar in that the dungeons are pretty much just long hallways
Right.
with some rooms in them, you
Right.
know. So it was nice to have things a little more interactive
You
in
also-
5.
Well, you also, besides the palaces, get the mementos too, where it's like a section where you go down like all these.
No,
different
I know.
stages.
But yeah, I just mean like as far as
Oh,
that stuff goes, it's like it's probably the biggest thing I can point to that I enjoy about 5 over
Yeah.
3 or 4.
Speaking of mementos, though, I also really liked the addition of the flowers
Oh.
in Jose. I want to know what is his deal.
He's just a
I
cute little.
wanna know-
He's just a cute little boy who likes flowers, and he wants to know about humans.
I hope I learn more about him. I also really like the Thieves' Den. I have been playing so much Tycoon, like
Yeah.
on breaks and stuff. I'm a Tycoon champion, sir.
Sure.
I play cutthroat games.
Yeah.
But I really but no, I find it like super enjoyable. I really like playing like all the little different characters, and I don't know. I was showing Berto yesterday my Thieves' Den. I was like, and then here's my statue of Kamoshida.
Yeah.
He's a creep.
Yeah. He's a pervert.
Here's the laundry mat. I can do laundry here.
Sure. Yeah. A lot of adults doing inappropriate things with children in that game. But.
Yeah. 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 100% yes. But
You know.
and also children doing inappropriate things with children.
Sure.
But yeah. No, I've been mainly playing Persona. I downloaded. I forgot what the one that everyone loves that's on PS Plus in this month.
PS Plus this month? I don't know what's on PS Plus this month. Control?
I think, yeah, Control. I downloaded Control. but I didn't play it. I just played more Persona 5 Royal and Tycoon.
Yeah.
Control is very cool, man. So I hope you like it.
I know. I only have like 2 more days to play it because once it hits April, that gets out of my library, right?
Nope.
No, you keep it forever.
As long as you redeem it before the date. Yeah.
Like as long as you, and I think you have to keep your PS Plus subscription active.
You do not.
You don't? Okay, well then
Nope.
that's
You can
yours.
let it lapse.
That's all yours, dude. Just
I don't know how long you can let it lapse.
Yeah, that's yours.
But I know you can.
Hold on to it.
I know what game I'm playing after Persona.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've been mostly playing that, and then my mobile games.
Yeah.
But as far as this week, though, we wanted to talk about, even though it's not October, spooky games.
Okay.
And the most frightened we've been with playing the games. I know we've probably touched on some examples in the past during October, but...
Shocktober, please.
Sorry, Shocktober.
Yeah.
But I do want to add the caveat. Anything you've been scared video game related, including thinking you forgot to save, or you think the system's messing up.
Oh man. That happened to me during that winter storm, man. Yeah, bring the cat in. I want to hear what he thinks.
I don't think cat's ever been frightened.
Yeah.
Well, I
don't
mean,
think you and that cat are 6 feet apart, Thomas. That's not social distancing.
I've had the vaccine, so.
I got mine scheduled, but not the point.
Yeah.
Because when I first was thinking about this, it was, when I was playing Persona and I didn't think I saved in like a couple months.
Oh.
And I was right. I didn't save. There's an entire palace I had to redo. But also like the amount. When I played, I should have looked at the name before this, but Doki Doki Literature Club.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I tried that one got me.
So what is that game exactly?
So it like essentially makes it look like a computer's glitching and like the game is glitching, and like something's going on and like taking over. So it's just like spooky if you don't expect it, because it's like
it's like Kojima made the game.
I see.
And then I've talked about it before for sure, but the first time I played Kingdom Hearts when I was a small child, that first thing with that first fight in Kingdom Hearts 1 when you're fighting the giant Heartless, who has a name that I don't remember, but you don't have before you have the Keyblade and you just have the wooden sword. I kept trying to fight it, and I kept losing, and it also scared me so much I didn't want to go back and do anything else. I'm like, all right, I just need to like go and fight this.
Mm-hmm.
And there was times that like I had to have someone in the room where I tried to play it. Like I was like, Mom, can you just like come in here? Because she'd be like reading her book outside, and I'm like, can you just like sit in the living room?
Yeah.
So that one definitely like just used to scare the shit out of me. I used to have nightmares about it. I was just like
so the big heartless feller scared you?
Yeah.
They're kind of cute looking though.
No, it's the giant colossus one that kind of looks like it has a Medusa's head up top.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna Google image search him and see if I
think it's Behemoth is the name of it.
Okay, Behemoth Heartless. I'm gonna see if I get spooked, and if I get spooked, you're paying my medical bills.
Well, like in that fight, or whenever you like lose, not necessarily that fight, but other ones. No, it's a very goofy looking guy.
I hope it's like literally a goofy looking guy.
It's not,
No.
but but I'm just imagining like little Shanae like seeing this thing and be like, oh!
I'm just like sitting there. Like,
That's funny.
That is very funny.
and so like yeah, that used to really give me the heebie-jeebies. Anybody who's like been a long time like watcher, whenever we did play other games, I jump pretty easily.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to think of a game that actually scared me and like frightened me.
Oh.
That isn't like a jump scare.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about jump scares? Do you think, because some people feel like those are cheap scares?
I mean,
I
they're
think if it
legitimate
works,
scares.
if it works and it actually scares you,
Yeah,
then why not?
sure.
Dead
Like
Space.
PT, I love PT, and like there's a lot of good atmosphere in that game, but like for the most part, it's jump scares.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't know. Because I feel like with PT, like just that. Just, just the house is the house looks very mundane, but it's made scary because you know that there's some scary shit in the house somewhere.
Yeah.
Even
Well,
like,
it looks real.
yeah,
That was what 2014, somewhere
yeah,
around then,
yeah,
and like there are still no games that look that real.
yeah.
You know.
I mean, also Fatal Frame. That was a bit older, and
Oh man.
that's also jump scares too. I mean, not only, but it is a lot.
Yeah.
And but that was supposed to be scary, and I wasn't much older
No,
than Kingdom Hearts time.
that game scared. Fatal Frame 2 scared the shit out of me when I was in my 20s. So that was the first time I actually thought ghosts were scary. Was Fatal Frame 2. I remember our friend Jimmy and I were playing that game for the PS2, and there's a ghost in that game called the Broken Neck Lady, and she was wandering around the forest somewhere, and like you can only see the ghost when you have your camera pulled up, and then like he pulled the camera up and she was just standing there in front of him. And then, like, we both screamed very loud, and then he threw the controller across the room.
Yeah, the Phantasmophobia game that's been recently out. That's
Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia. Thank you. That one also has got my goat pretty hard. Like the moment I started hearing the noises, because I put on my headphones, and it's very like you just like don't know which thing is gonna trigger.
Yeah.
And then I think it was like a ghoul or obviously one of the categories of the poltergeist ghost thing. And it looks very like Slender Man meets just like scary ghoul things. It's like all elongated and stuff. And I was in the closet trying to hide from it because it was hunting.
Yeah.
And my like camera kept fucking up and like spinning a bit.
Yeah.
So it would like it would be in the room and it kept like flashing on my screen and like clipping into it. And that one I like pushed my chair far away from the desk. Like, no! And so like my headset caught me and I couldn't move back.
That's so funny. Yeah, I don't know much about that
And
game, but I've heard a lot of people say good things about it, though.
Yeah, and I'm a 30-year-old lady, so I mean that's a
Yeah.
little embarrassing. I'm not scared of ghosts in real life. I'll do some urban exploring and go to some haunted places. But like that one recently scared the shit out of me.
I bet you'd be scared in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, if they existed, then yes, I would probably be scared of them. But I also would like it because that means there's something after this life.
Wow.
Here's my proof. Example A.
This ghost I brought with me.
Like it's fine if you're not cast for the friendly ghost. I just as long as you're an actual ghost.
It'd be those convict brother ghosts from the beginning of Ghostbusters 2 in the electric chairs, flying around.
Sure.
The Spicoli
They were
brothers
a
or
boss
whatever.
in that NES game.
Really?
Yeah.
So I think, I was actually talking to Kaylee about this earlier, and we like, I think the first game that like really truly scared me, you know what? That's actually not true. So the first game that like actually really scared me was Splatterhouse 3 for the Sega Genesis.
Why?
Okay, I was a little boy, and like Splatter.
Mine was Kingdom Hearts. You can't laugh at him.
Yeah, but I mean, have you seen Splatterhouse 3?
No.
Like, it looks as
maybe.
cartoony. Like yes, it's bloody. Yes, you're wearing the hockey
So
mask and all that.
here's
There's ghoulies,
so that shit didn't scare me,
Yeah.
but the game has these cutscenes that use like very realistic looking photography for a 16-bit system.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
and the cutscenes were fucking creep. So there's a clock, like there's a invisible clock that's going by in the game, and Rick has to get to his girlfriend before she is consumed by this thing. And like as the clock keeps going, then like it keeps cutting away to these cutscenes, and it's just some really creepy shit going on.
Yeah.
And that like scared the shit out of me. Like I got to the point where I couldn't play the game, and I instead had to play my copy of the Exo Squad for Sega Genesis to calm me down, because I couldn't deal with it.
That's funny.
I probably played some Sabrina the Teenage Witch in between.
Sure.
Spooky.
I mean, witches are scary. That's why that's all on Halloween, man.
Yeah,
I
witches
meant
are
like
scary.
in between like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, Sabrina the Teenage Blair Witch. But yeah, like I think, and I'm sure that like actually I can't say that I'm sure that if I played Splatterhouse 3 now I wouldn't be scared, because there's a chance that I still would be scared.
I feel like you scare more easily now than you used to.
Well, yeah, because as I've gotten older, I've thought more about my own mortality, so things are more scary to me as a result. But
I I feel more heavily the presence of death in my life.
yeah.
Yeah, with each visit to McDonald's.
So I knew that you were gonna
Muffin.
I knew that you were gonna say that, and I haven't been eating McDonald's, so and
Blasphemous.
Today or how long?
okay.
Right, today she said.
Yeah, I heard what she said, and you guys can poo poo on my accomplishments if you want, but I have lost a considerable amount of weight, and my blood pressure my blood pressure has been really good, and I've been exercising. Huh? It's been about 2 weeks.
Oh dang.
Yeah. So.
I've been gaining a lot of weight, so.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, I've been passing it on to you, because I figured you could hold on to it for me.
Podcast host. I keep like gaining 3 or 4 pounds and then losing it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty normal.
Well, you say your weight's supposed to fluctuate 5 pounds. So I have
Yeah.
my max 5 and my low 5, and so I've been trying to. So when I gain 3 or 4, it's above like what my normal max is, and I'll do that
Sure.
for like a week, and then something will happen, and I'll whatever.
What kind of diets are we on here? Let's talk about that for a bit.
Ice cream soup.
Yeah.
What the fuck is ice cream soup?
You guys are fucking hilarious.
Melted ice cream, duh.
The only reason we got on this because you guys started making fun of me, but it's pretty
Stop
good.
making fun of me.
Yeah, stop.
Ice cream soup is the name of the game that's frightened me the most.
Ice cream soup with like blood letters.
No, but I have straight bought ice cream and then melted the I'm trying to gain weight.
Sure, ice cream soup's the way to do it, man.
My band's name. But scary games though, Tom. What about you?
Yeah.
Have you ever been
So
frightened in your life?
no, I was actually thinking about it today. I've said on the show before, like the first game to ever frighten me was Resident Evil 2 on PS1.
Yeah.
And really just the liquor crawling across the window.
Yeah.
At that time in gaming, I'd not seen anything like that, so I wasn't expecting it, and it got me pretty good. But generally, games don't like really scare me a whole lot. So like my best, like the closest thing to me is like games that have given me like some sort of discomfort,
Sure.
And of that, I could think of quite a few. And when I started thinking about it, it's usually for like the same or very similar reasons. So like with Silent Hill 2, I always think about, outside of all the visual stuff and, the monsters representing however fucked up you are, right? Like, like I think about the Silent Hill Historical Society, and you're going down the long stair set. And for PS2, this is an incredibly long set of stairs that you're going down.
Yeah.
and it's just like it seems endless. And Akira Toriyama does the soundtrack, and it's just like this real weird industrial soundtrack going on with like these offbeat bangs, and like you just start feeling kind of gross and uncomfortable,
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and the reason I say that is because the next two games are similar, like Thumper, which like markets itself as a horror rhythm game.
I could see that though.
Nothing visually about Thumper like scares me, but like the soundtrack to Thumper is kind of uncomfortable,
Yeah.
Uh,
The
and the same
soundtrack
thing.
or the background sound? Or like
No, I mean, yeah, the
background
sound
music?
effects as well, but like the soundtrack itself.
It feels like it's meant to induce some kind of anxiety in you.
Yeah, and I really like that stuff, like Devil Daggers, which I haven't played in a long time, but like it's a little weird first-person shooter game.
Yeah.
You only get one weapon, and when you die, you start over. You're just trying to see how long you can last, and you're on this circular platform, and everything's low poly and really weird looking. But also, you're getting kind of dizzy because you're almost constantly strafing in a
Yeah.
circle.
That game actually makes me
And
nauseous.
yeah, and the soundtrack is really weird, and like it just kind of makes you feel gross,
How
and I love
unsettled.
that. I love that,
Yeah.
And then another one which is not really from a sound design aspect, more from a visual aspect, is like Siren. I don't know if you guys have played Siren or Forbidden Siren, right? But like, yeah, so that's Team Siren, right? It's like the team that splintered off from Team Silent, what they made afterwards, right? And it's weird, like just the visuals of it, because you've got this is before LA Noire, this is PS2 we're talking about, right? And you've got these facial textures that I assume is like some kind of photo
Yeah.
or a series of photos, right? But in motion, it looks so weird.
Like, are we talking like an uncanny valley sort of thing?
Yeah, but like in the best way though,
Yeah.
Like your
it's
brain recognizes it's all the things, but it
yeah.
doesn't look like quite all the things.
Yeah, like I don't think it's supposed to. Like I think it was supposed to be, and I think at the time was technically very impressive.
Right. Right.
Uh, but yeah, it's just so. The same thing with Silent Hill 2, like with the way that the people fucking talk. Like Angela, she like lost. Like they talk so fucking weird.
Yeah.
These faces look so weird. And I think that's what really does it for me, is when you can just kind of make me feel a little off and a little gross in a game.
Yeah.
I mean, Silent Hill might be more intentional, but I do find that, like, because I've been looking at a lot of videos, or I've heard it mentioned, but I also played Halo 2, and I played Halo 4 online. But I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like these maybe are due to like audio equipment constraints. But I feel like definitely PS2 and PS1 era, like the ones that I'm looking at currently, they definitely have certain like voice actor trends going on.
I think that's
And
more like the actors they were getting at the time.
well, as I'm saying, like I think now, like obviously, like I think obviously then it was profession, 100%. But I feel like compared to now, where people can see like the range of it, and like that there's a lot more people committed, I do think that there's definitely a difference in necessarily just the quality of the voice actors.
Right.
But I didn't think about like the voices being off in like Silent Hill 2. When you brought it up, I was like, oh yeah, that game.
Well,
also
Silent Hill
scared
2
me.
specifically, they're supposed to be kind of off,
Yeah.
I don't think the faces in Siren are intentionally weird looking. Like, yes, it's a horror game. They're supposed to look scary, right? But like everybody, the main character looks fucking scary because the way that the faces animate and the way that it looks, it's very interesting, man. It's very interesting. You can play it on PS4.
Yeah.
And then like the most traditional game that I can think of that's like somewhat modern that kind of spooked me pretty good was Fear 2. Fear in general I think is pretty creepy, but the third game is a bit more action. I mean, I think the series as a whole marries action with horror much better than Resident Evil ever could. Resident Evil,
Yeah.
it's like some of the games are really good action games, and some of the games are really good horror games, but
Yeah.
like never the two shall meet, you know.
Sure.
But like I think Fear always did a pretty good job of it. I remember in Fear 2, there's this part where you're going through this school, and like the lockers start to like open and close on their own, which like it's such a cheap gag, right?
Yeah.
But like I can't think of a game before that did something like that. You know?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
What's it? Is it Condemned that has like the with the little girl Amara in it?
You're thinking of Fear with Alma. Yeah.
Alma.
Yeah.
So I was actually gonna mention Condemned because so the first time I actually played Condemned was around release. I think I was like 2005, and I happened to be fortunate enough to have access to a 360 that was hooked up to a surround sound system. And so if you're listening and you've never played Condemned, it's basically like you're this FBI agent who is going into these condemned houses and apartment buildings to find some serial killer, and you spend the entire time there fighting off maniacs, essentially. The thing about Condemned, though, is that like it had, especially for its time, it had excellent sound design, and like when you got it hooked up to when you've got it hooked up to a surround sound system, like you hear like these people like running around like in different rooms, and like hear them whispering about you, and then like out of nowhere they just jump out and start attacking you. But the entire like as you're walking through these hallways, like it's just I just feeling on edge the entire time because you can hear them skittering around and like in all the different rooms, and
it always reminds me of that Dave Chappelle stand-up where he's talking about the crackheads scurrying around.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, like that, like especially like because that was before Fear had ever come out, so that was my first time playing,
probably around the same time as the first Fear.
Yeah, that was my first time playing a first-person game that had like a huge focus on any kind of horror.
Yeah.
And especially like it was also a first-person game that like kind of broke away from the convention of giving you like easy access to firearms. Like there were firearms here and there, but like ammunition was extremely limited.
For the most part, it was melee.
Yeah. So like you were picking up pipes or like table legs and shit like that. It's truly excellent though.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I know it's like gimmicky, but I also really like. I see this particularly more like PlayStation, but like the horror games that like access the rumble. So like sometimes like whenever you're doing something you don't expect it, all of a sudden it shakes and it just scares the shit out of you.
Really?
I can't think of a game in particular off the top of my head, but I know that it's happened a couple times. I'm like, oh my god, all right,
yeah,
no, that's just that.
That's hilarious.
I'm a jumpy person, so it just like startles me, and like if I'm watching it, I jump, but like I expect that more than feeling the controller do something I didn't like plan it to do.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Ryan was so terrified of that PT lady.
Dude.
I've never heard him scream like that. It was
what
the
about
best.
The lady in the bathroom?
The fetus, that's gross and creepy, but like
it's not scary though.
When that lady came for him, he could not handle it.
And then I was even more I was even more creeped out when like I later read like maybe a couple of years later that like she is literally always right behind you. And like
the model is stored behind you.
Yeah, so like I just like it was so creepy because like there was like
that's even that is actually a little bit scarier. I like that less.
Yeah, but man, like I feel like that game was gonna be something, but
yeah, dude, he had Del Toro on it, right?
Yeah,
but like he had Junji Ito on it too.
Yeah,
that would have been fucking badass.
I'm not familiar with Junji Ito. Can you?
He does like a lot of horror manga.
Got you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tom, you were talking about Silent Hill 2, and I think that like, I think that honestly, Silent Hill 1 affected me more as far as like scaring me. Because I definitely agree with you about how uncomfortable Silent Hill 2 is. It's just I need to take a shower after playing that game. But like Silent Hill 1, I think for me, because I think I was like in the 8th grade when I played that game, I think, and like just kind of everything about that game, like the fog and then like just like the fog mixed with like the static on the radio and like hearing it get louder and then like
I think too, like with all Silent Hills except for Homecoming,
yeah.
it's not like Resident Evil. You're never some badass fucking soldier. You're always
Right.
just some fucking person. You
Yeah, yeah. And
Where's my child?
know?
and like
Where's my kid?
and I think especially like once you get to the school and how dark the school is, and and it was just so that like everything about that game was just so like terrifying to me, and like and then like the point at which you get to that nurse Lisa, and then like she starts bleeding all over the place.
Yeah, Lisa Garland. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like
Here's
very
the thing, right?
unsettling.
I challenge anybody listening or watching, go watch the PS1 fucking cutscene of Lisa Garland getting up off the ground all bloodied. There's nothing in video games today that is as creepy as that is.
Yeah, absolutely.
That movement on there and everything, but I mean, like, also Silent Hill in general, I think is a reason why as a child I felt uncomfortable going to the particular like school bathrooms, like any of them that had like those particular stalls. I was like,
Yeah.
There better be somebody else in here.
That's funny.
I could throw them in front of somebody. Yeah, no, like, I definitely, because of video games, have like jumped at stuff. There's been like, in the bathroom, like someone like hitting the stall really loud. My mind has definitely jumped to video game scenarios. Where I'm like, oh shit, like this is about to happen. I'm like, no.
Don't take a dump at my house again, because I'm gonna start banging on the door.
So you don't have bathroom stalls like those bathrooms. Like, you know which ones I'm talking about. Like
No, I know it. I know. But I bet I could
mean,
still scare the poop out of your body.
But yeah, no, there's definitely like been certain things in life that I'm just like, I'm gonna look at you sideways because of video game stuff. Where I'm like, not necessarily. I mean, I guess scared of it because I don't want to deal with it. I'm like, I don't trust this. This could go bad so fast.
On like the whole phasmophobia thing, which this is quite a bit different, but like still similar and done much earlier, is like all the weird trippy shit with Eternal Darkness.
Yeah.
Was very cool. Very cool. I don't think a lot of it holds up now, but like, yeah.
I think Eternal.
That's the PS3 game, right?
No, that was
GameCube.
GameCube. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what game you're thinking of, though. You might be thinking of The Darkness.
Or Eternal Sonata. Actually, I think that was just the
No, Eternal Sonata was on PS3, I believe, as well. I know what that game case looks like, and it's very pastel and green and blue, and no, not that game. But I am thinking of The Darkness. It's all gray, like all gray tone.
I don't know.
And, like, smoky.
Mike Patton scared the fuck out of me when I played that game, so I definitely count that. And like, it wasn't really scared. I was just like, because I think that I started like as I've gotten older, I've been able to kind of better delineate between scary and creepy.
Yeah.
And I think that The Darkness is really more on the creepy side. And I also find creepy to be more interesting generally, because it's usually like more cerebral. But yeah, I didn't know Mike Patton could be scary, but there you go. But I was I was talking to Kaylee earlier about that the first part of Resident Evil 1, when you meet that first zombie.
I like the turnaround scene.
Yeah, like a very, very famous scene. But like, I remember like because of that scene, because that I saw that back when I was still afraid of zombies. Like I spent my entire childhood afraid of zombies, uh, and I remember I saw that because I
I
rinsed.
mean, and we were pretty young when that came out.
Yeah, so
You know?
I rented Resident Evil and Soul Edge, for the PS1, and I remember as soon as that zombie turned around and looked at me, and then he started walking toward me, I was like, nope, and I turned the game off, and then and I spent the rest of that rental period playing Soul Edge.
Playing Soul Edge.
Yeah. So, but then I got older, and then like zombies aren't scary to me anymore, so it's a lot easier to play.
Resident
games
Evil
like
1
that.
didn't really creep me out until Remake,
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 did.
Oh yeah, like that because I remember we were playing Remake one time, and it's the Crimson Heads that did it.
The Crimson Heads and Lisa Trevor
Yeah.
are like fucking creepy.
Because because
But-
they'll come after you.
For zombies, I guess. But like, I mean, you still don't like AI in a lot of capacities,
Yeah.
and robots and cyborgs. Ever been
Oh,
scared
yeah.
by a Rubits?
So what I think that honestly, like, I definitely have
Scared or creeped out?
I definitely have concerns about AI, but like I'm not terrified conceptually by them. But I will I
Concept is so frightening.
I can't really think of a time because I think a lot of the time with where like when a video game like has a focus on some kind of AI adversary, I find it more interesting than scary.
I think like there are certain ones like System Shock is definitely intended to be scary, and I think it does a good job for the time that it came out. I think it did a good job.
Sure.
I obviously Portal I don't think was ever intended to be a horror game,
Right.
but like
There's creepy aspects.
says some that robot says some creepy shit to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm actually looking forward to is a game. It's a game that's been out for a few months now. That got horrible reviews from critics, but is getting really good reviews from fans. Is that fucking Terminator first-person shooter? That newer one.
Yeah.
I think it's called Resistance, right?
Yeah.
And it's set in the future war. So there's like T-800s all over the fucking place, right?
Hell yeah.
And like
Everyone
you can't take them down with like a shotgun or anything,
Yeah.
Like, you can slow them down, but you're not gonna kill them with a shotgun. You have to get like the fucking laser weapons, the plasma weapons, and all that. Like,
Right.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
You see those things like modeled so well, finally.
Yeah.
Stomping around.
Yeah.
I wonder how many kids were frightened by Halo the first time they played it.
Halo?
Yeah.
I don't think very many, honestly.
Because I think that anything
Well,
that
I mean, like, a lot of kids played it, so like, and
Yeah.
kids are babies, so I mean, some kid got to be frightened.
yeah, but
of it.
you stop being scared as soon as the grunts come out because they're all
Yeah.
goofy and they run
That's
around.
not a kid, Shanae. That's what you call a little bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, just because like in Halo 2 there was a character that just moved really weirdly, and I was like, I don't like that one.
Master
That's,
Chief.
unsettling. Yeah, I don't know. I was Master Chief, and I was like, I don't like that one.
I
I hope I don't see him ever again.
I always enjoy when it's a game that's not intended to be scary that scares you.
Yeah.
And what always pops into my mind with this is Ryan and one of our friends playing Metal Gear Solid while I was trying to sleep. I think they were playing maybe Solid 2, probably.
Yeah, it was Metal Gear
maybe
Solid.
3.
It was Metal Gear Solid 2 because it was around the time that game came out.
Yeah, and I was trying to sleep. And you know how, like, in Metal Gear Solid, when you get spotted, it does the noise and the exclamation
Yeah.
point pops over? Yeah. Like, well, you're trying to fucking stealth around and shit.
Yeah.
And man, it scared the shit out of them, and they screamed at the top of their lungs, and it woke me up. And at the time, it pissed me off, But like, looking back on it now, like, it is really cool that Metal Gear Solid, of all things,
Yeah.
could creep you out that much.
Yeah. Well,
Scream like a little bitch.
I think that
Yeah.
I think that stealth games in general have they can definitely do that, right? And
Well, and when you're spotted
you're
in the
so
way like you
focused.
are in that,
Yeah.
not like fucking Outlast or Alien Isolation, which are scary in their own right.
Sure.
But, like, it's a different thing,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about this afternoon. I was thinking about the first Manhunt, and I remember like because I think like the big thing about that game like when it came out was how graphic it was.
Yeah, the plastic bag.
Yeah, but like when I remember my experience with that game, it's always like the these people that were hunting me were always scarier to me because like they're just like they're just like them being just people was more scary to me because just like imagining someone who was like that depraved was like really like like and like hiding from them like especially
Yeah.
when one of them sees you and then like they have like a whole group of them chasing after you and you gotta find somewhere to hide. That game always like I only ever played through it once because it just gave me like the worst anxiety to play that game.
Sure.
But that game definitely was violent. Very cool though. But I don't think we'll ever have another video game about snuff films again. Honestly, I don't think that'll ever happen again. But
You'd be surprised.
yeah, actually, yeah, I guess
Today fucking turns around and starts developing her snuff film game.
she pulls up her Steam library that's just all snuff games.
Yeah.
Cancel the game.
Yeah,
I'm not going for it.
yeah, cancel snuff.
Stuff McGruff.
Snuff McGraw. Yeah.
But is there any games or any like instances that video games have frightened you in some way or creeped you out that you want to add?
I don't know. I mean, there's the usual suspects, right? Like, I think Dead Space is a really solid horror game, and it did scare me at certain points. You know,
Jump scares and not like.
Right.
This is so scary. But
I think it's more than that. I think it's a setting. Like settings always do it for me really well. Whether that's the fucking Spencer Mansion or the Ishimura or like the fucking Queen Zenobia, like any good setting can do it.
Other horror games that happen on Earth, you are in a spaceship that has very limited spaces that you can go. Like if you were to imagine yourself in this role.
Yeah.
But that's what it always is, though, right? Locked in a mansion, right? Queen Zenobia, you're on a fucking cruise ship. You know, like that shit's really cool to me. I like that stuff a lot, especially when it's as well realized as those environments were.
100% on that too, because they definitely put a lot of like thought into the things that they put in. Even in Dead Space 1, Ryan was talking about like surround sound, can hear all the stuff. Definitely could like hear the pipes creak and stuff like that when he played that in surround sound, and they really obviously like thought about how these sound effects were going to add to everything. Like they definitely put in a lot of time on that. But I don't know. I mean, like I think like mansions and other like scary games, I have always in my head like get out of this house, get out of there, go jump in the ocean, like do something.
Well, you can't because you try to open the door and there's dogs out there.
Yeah, they're trapped in here with you.
You know what dogs are?
I've seen one or two.
So you know.
Yeah. When they're zombies, they're called zogs.
I think for me, definitely that feeling that you can't escape space. Like it's not like easily. There's no space dogs outside, but the lack of oxygen is a big thing if you are a creature that needs that. And I don't know. I think that also added it to me, like the actual setting.
Yeah, that and like. I did want to talk about like two games I'm looking forward to, one of which is already out and one of them that's about to come out that I'm hoping are really scary. I don't know. We'll see. But The Medium looks really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to try that out soon.
Yeah.
The Long Island Medium?
Yes. Soundtrack by Akira Toriyama, which is fantastic, I'm sure. And then Returnal out later in April. It looks like
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I am even if it's not scary. It looks like something I'm gonna have fun with. I like that studio, but like it's the first time that they've really tried to do like a story.
Yeah. Like a real story.
Yeah, and it looks like it could be creepy.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it's creepy.
Yeah.
But
So we're gonna play like a fun little game. Unless you have something to add, Ryan.
No, I'm good.
It's a very small one. It's not even a full game. It's just if
I wish Jigsaw sounded like you, like from the Saw series.
So
we're gonna play a fun little game.
We're gonna play a little game. Okay, so it's just, it just it's live or die. Make your choice. So.
we can either keep your eyeball out, Brody, be behind there, or you're gonna die. So, like, I don't know, make your decision.
Yeah.
Like whatever you do, live with it.
It would almost be creepier.
Yeah,
You know?
like if she like it would just like nonchalant like that, like
Yeah.
some depraved lady.
I got a phone call with my internet company at 2, so like you guys are gonna
Like
figure this out.
just figure this out amongst yourselves.
Like, hey,
Okay, bye.
You're far by your pit, so like that's because like you've done some bad stuff. I don't know. I just feel like it'd be really clever to get out of there and without dying. Try your best.
Was it Scary Movie when it was Dr. Phil and Shaq?
Yeah,
That shit's so fucking funny.
yeah, because he was never really good at the free throws,
Yeah. All right, what's the game, Shanae?
So it is. If you had, so you have a Game Boy Advance, and out of
Okay.
all of the Game Boy Advance games, or we'll add into this if it's easier, Game Boy Color as well. Just not OG Game Boy. 3 Game Boy games that you had to, and only 3. There's no like contestant. What would you pick? Top of your head right now.
Top 3? Metroid Zero Mission is probably my favorite Game Boy Advance game, and probably my favorite Metroid game, honestly. Advance Wars, which is fucking great. And fuck. It's hard because there's 2 that I want to put on there, but I'm gonna give it to Drill Dozer.
Alright. What about you, Ryan?
Okay. River City Ransom.
Underground?
No, it's just a remake of the original.
So Tom, I didn't dismissively shake my head during your game. So let me do mine.
So if it's just a remake onto that console, I will allow it because
Yeah.
because 3 games for his console.
He said Game Boy Advance. That's on Game Boy Advance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you had a Game Boy Advance and only 3 games, what would you pick right now? You said
Shit.
Ransom.
Shit. Fuck. Well then, Metroid 2, only because I never actually finished it, and I'd really like to do that with the mind of an adult as opposed
Is
to.
Metroid 2 available on color?
Well, I mean, you could play. Well, I guess. Okay, so that's an OG Game Boy game. Never mind. Really, because honestly, I never played any game that was specifically Game Boy Color.
If you want to add OG Game Boy, you can.
Okay, so Metroid 2 then. And then I would get the it's kind of a toss up right now because I want to say Advance Wars or Fire Emblem. Because I never finished either one, but I was really into both of them.
Go with one of the 2. I made Tommy.
Okay, hold on.
You can't have
Hold on.
4.
Hold on. Advance
So
Wars.
you're 3.
It's Advance Wars. I did a
River
flip.
City Ransom, Advance Wars, and Metro 2.
Yeah.
Alright.
Ballistic X versus Sever.
Yeah, I played that one.
Yeah.
They was wondering probably Golden Sun, Pokemon Blue, and try to think my third
Wario
one.
Land 4 and WarioWare the original.
Yeah.
Sorry, gotta throw them in there.
Yeah, put him in there.
WarioWare is fan-fucking-tastic.
Put him in.
So which one are you taking out to put Wario?
Nothing. I'm putting all 5 of those bitches in there.
It's on one cart. It's on one of those multi-game cartridges. So
Yeah.
probably Legend of Zelda Seasons.
Oracle of Seasons?
Oracle Seasons.
Okay. Okay. How come nobody likes the Minish Cap?
I've never played it, so I don't know.
I loved it.
Same.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that the one where you get little?
Data later.
Yeah.
If anybody was
Little
looking
and
for
large.
Game Boy Advance
Sure.
suggestions, there's some there that we just talked about. You can find us on the YouTubes. We're also on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, most podcast apps. We also have a Discord if you want to come talk to us. And Tommy also has another Discord now about comic books if you want to join that. You want to shout that out?
No.
He doesn't want
Alright.
to. So now,
That's not part of this.
yeah, it's separate but equal.
Yeah. That's what that means.
Sure.
Well, I guess. On that note, bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.